Apple and Samsung phones are pricey but take excellent pictures. I took hundreds of photos with the iPhone 15 Pro Max and Galaxy S24 Ultra to find out which one was better. As we wait for the rumored iPhone 16 to make its likely debut on Monday, I wanted to take a look at Apple's current Pro iPhone and see how its cameras stacked up against Samsung's best. The titanium-clad and colored Galaxy S24 Ultra and iPhone 15 Pro Max have some of the best phone cameras you can find today. Both capture absolutely amazing photos even in challenging environments like high-contrast scenes, think a sunset, or places where the lighting is dim, think a restaurant. But Apple and Samsung take very different approaches to photography. The shiny 1300 Galaxy S24 Ultra comes with 4 rear cameras, including 2 dedicated to zooming and 1 with a 200 megapixel sensor. Apple's 1200 iPhone 15 Pro Max packs 3 rear cameras, 1 for zooming and a main one with a 48 megapixel sensor. Before I took a single snap, I expected the S24's array of zoom cameras to handle distanced subjects better. And yet I also knew that Apple is no slouch and might bury Samsung's best efforts with the iPhone's masterful photo processing and video image quality. How do they stack up against each other? I took them around San Francisco to find out. After I shot hundreds of photos and videos with both phones and compared them side by side, a more complex reality revealed itself, with the iPhone and Ultra excelling in some situations and struggling in others. Cutting-edge camera hardware, apps. The iPhone 15 Pro Max has a trio of lenses: wide, ultra-wide, and telephoto. The main camera has a 48 megapixel sensor, while the other 2 have a resolution of 12 megapixels. There's a bit of a gulf in terms of zooming between the main 1x camera and the 5x telephoto. And that's where the differences between the 2 phones start to reveal themselves. The Galaxy S24 Ultra has a similar trio of lenses but adds a second telephoto, with a 3x zoom level. Think of it as if Apple took the 15 Pro Max and added the iPhone 15 Pro's dedicated 3x telephoto to the back, thus creating an actually non-existent iPhone 15 Ultra with both 3x and 5x cameras. That's a lot of damn cameras. Remember the days when phones had just one? The S24 Ultra's main camera has a 200 megapixel sensor, and the new 5x telephoto camera has a 50 megapixel one. Both Apple and Samsung use their main camera's high-resolution sensor, and in Samsung's case the one on the Ultra's 5x telephoto camera, to combine multiple pixels to create 12 megapixel photos that are brighter and have more detail and less image noise. The phones can also use sensor crop to effectively turn the main 1x shooter into a 2x camera that takes 12 megapixel photos without pixel binning. It's curious that the Ultra's 3x 10 megapixel camera takes 12 megapixel images. Where does it get those 2 extra megapixels from? In regard to the shooting experience, I love the S24 Ultra's new screen, which is far less reflective than the iPhone's. I don't have trouble seeing what's on the 15 Pro Max, even in direct sunlight, but the Ultra's display feels more immersive because there's less glare when taking photos. The camera apps on both are packed with familiar options like dedicated photo, video, and portrait modes, as well as the ability to shoot RAW files and change resolution on some of the cameras. The iPhone can capture ProRes video files and spatial videos, which can be viewed on the Apple Vision Pro and Meta Quest 3 VR headsets. Samsung's camera app has dedicated Pro modes for photos and videos, and is more customizable. I can move the camera modes around to my liking and add ones I prefer. I can also use the Ultra's S Pen as a remote shutter button to take a photo. One of my favorite options is adding a floating shutter button that can be positioned anywhere on screen to take a photo. It's great for those times you can't reach the absolute bottom of the screen to tap the regular shutter button, or when using volume buttons isn't an option. Photo Smackdown: Galaxy S24 Ultra vs iPhone 15 Pro Max. Both phones take excellent pictures. Below